Is it 5?
No, I just
you're just
recorded.
Getting ready.
Getting Nancy. I know, well, we're on a time frame because we have the HPV coming in.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock now.
Okay, I make a motion to call the meeting to order.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Marshall?
Aye.
Trustee Lanfair?
Aye.
Trustee Coe?
Aye.
Mayor Plummer?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, does any board member have a conflict of interest or anything to disclose regarding the agenda?
I do not.
I do not.
I do not.
I do not. With that being said, would you give us the highlights of the open meeting compliance certification, please?
The public will have opportunities to comment on specific agenda items. Speakers must step in front of the room if they're able. If an attendee is participating via web conference, use the raise hand or Q&A feature. Speakers must give their name, address, and organization. Or if they're exempt from any category from a protected class. Speakers must be recognized by the mayor. Speakers must limit their remarks to 3 minutes. Observe rules of courtesy, decorum, dignity, and good taste.
Okay, thank you. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Alexandria, would you lead us in the pledge?
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, is there any public comment? Nope. Anybody online?
Is one person online? No, you need to raise hand.
Okay, all right, thanks for checking. Okay, first up, we need to set a public hearing for the extension of the moratorium for our short-term rentals. That was discussed at the public hearing, actually, last week, that we needed to extend it because it's going to the planning board for reviews. So, do we have any dates?
I do believe that we looked at August 27th at 6 o'clock p.m.
27th of
August.
of August.
That's next week's meeting.
We were asking for availability for this meeting, for the public hearing for the moratorium.
Right, but that's next week's meeting. So we're just setting the public hearing for 6 o'clock for the next week's meeting that's already scheduled.
Well, actually, we really are still on summer hours, so we only have one meeting a month, so we really wouldn't even have a meeting.
On the 27th.
Right.
Well, I've already got it in the calendar.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
You're live.
Oh, we did that last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were mostly just looking for availability on the 27th, because
Yeah.
tonight would be you guys setting it for the
Yeah.
27th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We've got a quorum.
So
Justin
I'm
is
not gonna
free.
be here.
You're not free.
I'm not-
Yeah, that's right, that's right. I
Yeah,
remember that.
I'm
Okay.
free.
So we have
And you
more.
were good?
Good.
Okay, so is there a motion then to set the date from somebody?
I'll make a motion to set the public hearing for the extension of the moratorium for short-term rentals to the 27th of August at 6 o'clock.
A second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Marshall?
Aye.
Trustee Lanfair?
aye.
Trustee Coe?
Aye.
Mayor Plummer?
Aye.
Motion passes.
On the
Okay.
same subject, just briefly for a moment, so walking out of last week's meeting and the speed at which the LWRP discussion came up, I just did have one question on that. What was the requirement for the LWRP with regards to that local law? How was it that that got picked up by the LWRP at a sort of later hour?
What do you mean?
Meaning, why didn't we think of it or know to do it prior to sort of the late part of this process? And is that something that it kind of got sprung towards the later part of this, wherein, was it something we saw in the code, we're like, oh geez, we really need to do this? Or was it something that we knew we needed to do, we just didn't think to do it? Or came across something in code with Steve, I don't know.
The answer is that I just got by.
Okay.
What But when you think about it, we really were not in a position to do it until we had a version that the board was satisfied with.
Mhm.
So it would have to go. Once
And
again.
so if I'm not mistaken, the LWRP, being that it's anywhere near the waterfront, anything that might affect, is it development, is it site plan, or is it any law?
Anyway, this is a seeker, either it's an unlisted or a type 1, either action requires local waterfront consistency.
Okay, so as an example for, let's say we changed the nature of building materials, for example, in residential districts. Because residential districts are near the waterfront, that would get picked up by the LWRP, something as simple as that.
Probably, I'd have to really think about
Yeah.
that and see whether that may not even be a seeker action, changing building materials.
So it's the seeker action that
Triggers, yeah.
that triggers the LWRP review?
Yeah.
Okay,
Either
and
type
then-
1 or unlisted.
and then the local law for the short-term rentals, that's a seeker action, for sure.
Mhm, for sure.
Okay. All right, that was helpful, thanks.
Okay,
Yeah.
all righty.
Oh, Lily had a comment, sorry.
Oh,
I do,
yeah,
well.
sure.
So my question is similar in that when we proposed the local law, we were having discussions, didn't at that time you suggest to the board that would trigger seeker? Any law that we would be considering would trigger seeker? As we do with everything on the agenda, it says the question is now on the agenda, right, put there, seeker, yes or no?
Yes.
And so did we somehow miss that memo, or how did that occur?
No, I just didn't think of or local waterfront consistency review in the context of an STR code change.
But we didn't have the definitive law anyway to forward to the board.
No, we didn't, but
I mean, we were still working on it.
I didn't think about it. I only thought about
Yeah.
it.
I mean, so it's still the procedure.
Yeah, it's not far removed from what it otherwise would have been.
Yeah,
It was
not
just,
at all.
I didn't, yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
So then moving forward, the process, because it's going to go to planning, zoning, and then they have to just approve it.
They have to do a local waterfront consistency finding.
And can that be done in like one meeting, or is this something that's going to take a couple?
It's up to the board.
They have
Yeah,
60 days to consider it.
yeah.
It used to be before you changed the code that after those 60 days, this board could take over that review, but now they have 60 days to have the public hearing and then 60 days after that to make a decision.
So it could be 2 months at least.
It could be 4 months.
Could be four.
Yeah, total, just in terms of
Yeah.
timeframe.
So do we know if they have a meeting set for this at all? Does anybody know?
I thought that we were waiting for a formal resolution referral to them.
Mhm.
No, and I have to, I'm tracking that.
Yeah, so it's most likely going to be on their October agenda, or September agenda. Because, yeah, they have October, because they have a meeting, their packet's going out by Wednesday.
For the
Yeah, so
upcoming.
their
What's
agenda.
the date of that meeting?
Huh?
What's the date of this?
September 4th. Yeah, I know that
Mhm.
it's up to them to extend the courtesy to not uphold a deadline because it's going to be treated just like every other application.
Mhm.
So yeah, that would be something that can be discussed with the board, if it will be on September or go to October.
Thanks,
Thank you.
just curious.
No, I did recall that the board referred it to, we voted to refer to the planning and zoning board at our last meeting.
Yeah.
That was done.
Yes,
That step was done, okay.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
so it's moving forward.
Okay, thanks, that's all.
Okay, next up, we have a continuation of the public hearing for a special permit application for 19 South Main Street.
19 State Street.
90 State, it says 19
No,
South
South
Main.
Main.
That's the type.
It's the South Main one.
Is it State or South Main?
Second floor,
I'm here for 19 State Street.
okay.
It says 19 South Main on the agenda.
Yeah, isn't this the spot that we kept open?
That would be my typo for the agenda. The application is in the packet, though.
Okay, so it's 19 State, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just blew past the address in the packet.
Okay. so-
Okay, so just so the public understands, this is for 19 State Street.
That's why you asked me, but that's what I asked, yes.
Unless you recently moved.
It was continued, the hearing was continued from the last meeting.
Right.
It was publicly noticed
Yes,
to this meeting with 19 State Street being the designated address.
yes, yes, so we're all good.
This is
Yeah.
gonna be, yeah,
We know
this
where
is
you
to
live
the
now.
left of Chase.
If you're looking at the front of the building, it's the blue building to the right of Chase.
The second floor,
Second floor.
To the right of Chase, thank you.
Yeah.
Will you come closer to the?
Yeah, come on up, come on up.
Thank you.
Oh, hello. Hi, welcome. Okay, so what would you like the board to know?
So we opened a health and wellness spa, and moved into a new location in April. So we offer anti-aging, anti-wrinkling, weight loss, health and wellness kind of services.
It's the second floor?
Second,
Mhm.
So on site, are there nurses, physicians, or are they like a
nurse practitioner.
nurse practitioner?
And RNs, yes.
Any other comments or questions from the board?
Was this a health and wellness spa prior, or is this new use for that location?
Brand new business.
Oh, brand new business for you and brand new
Brand new
for the
building as
location.
well.
Yes.
Parking's in the rear, there's plenty of spots for the, yeah. Steve, did you have any concerns?
no concern.
No.
And are your hours, do you have evening hours as well as daytime? Or are you-
We will accommodate some clients in the evening, but standard 9 to 6.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I see here on the application.
Yep.
Yeah,
Great.
so maybe like one or two clients that maybe just can't make the time.
Exception, yes.
Yeah,
By appointment.
yeah, okay. Any other comments from the board? Or is there a motion?
Do we need to open the public hearing or?
Do we reopen it?
Was it open?
I think,
Pardon me?
You'll open it.
Okay.
So it stayed open, right?
So we need to
Yeah.
close
Yeah, but is there a motion, just,
Oh.
anybody, Steve?
I probably typed, but you should ask if there's any comments.
I am going to ask that.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I've heard.
Yeah, thank you for that. Appreciate that. And also, is there anybody online wishing to comment?
No raised hands or Q&A.
Okay, okay. Anybody in the vastly populated room? Okay. Okay, is there a motion?
it. Make a motion to close the public hearing for the application to 19 State Street, second floor, wellness spa.
I second.
Roll call,
So this
please.
is, I'm sorry.
Are we doing roll call? Okay.
To close.
Trustee Lanfair,
aye?
trustee Coe,
Aye.
trustee Marshall,
Aye.
Mayor Plummer,
Aye.
motion passes.
Okay, it's back to the board. Yeah, Jeff, did you have a
This is a
comment?
type 2 secret action.
It's a type 2, okay. Anybody want to?
Make a motion to designate the application for health and wellness spa at 19 State Street, second floor, to a type 2 action by seeker per, do we need to know the numbers?
I'll send you that.
To be filled in,
To be filled in later.
later to be named later, okay. Is
I
there a
second.
second? Thank you. Roll call, please.
Trustee Marshall,
Aye.
trustee Lanfair,
Aye?
trustee Coe,
Aye.
Mayor Plummer,
Aye.
motion passes.
Type 2 is the easy one, type 1 would not have been. So type 2 is good.
Yeah.
Type 2 means moving forward.
Yeah, I see.
Okay,
Love
yeah. And seeker stands for, what's this, state, what is it, the environmental quality
Quality review.
review, or, yeah, so, okay,
Environmental quality review.
yeah, so.
Thing.
No, it's back to the board, there's,
Make a motion to approve the application for health and wellness spa located at 19 State Street, second floor.
I second.
okay. Roll call, please.
Trustee Lanfair,
Aye?
trustee Marshall,
Aye.
trustee Coe,
Aye.
Mayor Plummer,
Aye.
motion passes.
Great.
All the best, good
Welcome to the
luck,
village.
yeah, welcome.
Really appreciate it,
Yeah.
guys.
Okay, thanks for coming
Take
in,
care.
you bet. Okay.
Do we want to do member items, or do we
Yeah.
just want to?
What, how much, hang on, how much time? do you
10
have?
minutes.
Yeah, you have about 10, yeah, Steve?
I had the other item on the agenda. We tabled it till this time for the fire department.
Right, you wanted to bring it up at the last meeting.
I was curious of that.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Yeah, what it is they've come in for a demo permit for the,
Yeah, just so you're on camera.
Then that way you're on camera.
yeah, the fire department has come in and applied for a demolition permit for the old drive-through. The question is, and we weren't clear when you guys waived the fees for the planning and zoning items that they brought forth, if that would include this. So I wanted to bring it back to the board to see if we should charge them a fee for the demo permit.
Oh, for
or-
pulling the permit?
Yeah,
Mhm.
or if they're exempt from those fees based on, they're kind of like, almost like their own little municipality.
Well, they're first responders and they serve our village, and,
Yeah.
I mean, we waived it. How much is the permit fee?
Well, it wouldn't be very much, it's just the whole point, I want to make sure
Sure,
it
Of
was
course,
legal in front of the board
Sure.
before I'm knocking off, right, no fee.
understood, yeah.
So going forward, would that include the building permit and any other permits that they have?
That would be up to the board.
So
Okay,
you'll come
That's why I
back
wondered
each
if we
time,
want to do a specific by event.
I think so.
which I think so. But realistically, if they demolish that, there's really not much you're going to be doing, right? So it's not going to take any of your time.
No, no.
So I feel comfortable waiting.
Well, and they just need to clear the space to
Yeah.
figure out their site plan,
Right.
I mean, they're not even at a point of getting any other permits. I think they're just trying to
Yeah,
sort
they
it.
just want to demo that so they can fix the parking lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, my understanding is this is just demoing it to create a municipal lot that they have
Or spaces in.
availability to as well.
Correct.
And
Yes,
that's
at
what
this
they've-
point.
Yeah, that's what they've said, so
Mhm.
that's,
So that's why I wanted, see if the board would make a motion to waive the fees for demolition permit for the fire department.
What he said, is there a motion?
I take that as a motion, yes.
I'll second Lisa's motion, Steve's comment.
Based on Steve's comment, okay.
Trustee Lanfair?
aye.
Trustee Coe?
Aye.
Trustee Marshall?
Aye.
Mayor Plummer?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thanks,
Okay,
Steve.
great, yeah, no, thank you, yeah. All right, we have like 6 minutes or something, so any comments before we close out?
Did you have any?
I just wanted to make sure that we had a few things on the agenda. Is the 27th full right now?
That's actually a special meeting. That's not a regular meeting. So no, it's not.
So the goal is to keep it light, or is the goal to put things, so for example, I'd like to have a conversation about health and wellness and beauty spas and
Hair salons.
hair salons. I'd like to have that discussion, I'd like to start it sooner rather than later, with regards to the permitted use, special permits or not, and how many more we might want to authorize in our business and mixed use districts. So I'd like to get that on the agenda. We continue to have the discussion about the R5 zone, and I think it'd be good to at least revisit what are we doing, how fast are we addressing that. And I suppose I'll pause there.
Well, I mean, our meeting comes up pretty quickly in September.
I'm looking
September
at
10th.
it. Yeah, I don't know if I, so.
We can wait a couple
September 10th.
weeks.
Yeah, I think it's
You know,
reasonable to wait a few
yeah.
weeks on that.
Yeah, because I think they're good for discussion, I mean, they're good agenda items, but
Yeah.
that way everybody's here,
Okay. And I did have one question for Jeff. This has to do with short-term rentals, not specific per se to the code that we just crafted, but just a question, which is for those individuals who have special permits now, and I didn't send this to you email, I meant to, but I'll just ask it publicly instead. For those who have special permits today, can you create a code that would say something to the effect of, if there is a 1-year term by which they can operate, whether or not it gets extended or not, in hardship appeal or not, is there a way to create a mechanism that says, for any new special permit that's issued in mixed use or business districts, those special permits, the right of first refusal would fall upon those who we are essentially in this code, quote unquote, evicting? That's a bad word, but it's this idea that
So give them priority.
you're saying if you're stripping one thing, you give opportunity here to people who otherwise wouldn't potentially have it, in that they'd have to compete in an open market for that property.
So you're saying where the legislation's going now, where they'll be allowed in the commercial areas and they get first dibs?
Yeah, it's this
So
idea,
they'd have to buy the property?
Okay, it's fine.
how can you create a priority of permits
Yeah.
that basically saying these permits will not be granted to anybody other than these folks first? Or somehow, because what I wouldn't want to have happen is to essentially say to a current short-term rental renter or landlord that, hey, you got to leave, and then, a week later, somebody buys a beautiful place to Airbnb it, and they're able to get it, and it's not one of them, right? It's one of those owners who I feel like honestly, I feel bad to a degree, in terms of how this is all shaking out, and how could you create a mechanism that could provide something where currently we've not thought on that.
Okay, so now the question has been asked of our attorney. We are on a little bit of a tight frame. Maybe pondering can ensue. And he can.
My gut says that you're really messing around with people's property rights at that point.
Yeah.
But I'll look at it more.
And it's the assumption that those properties would ever be up for sale.
All of these are assumptions.
Yeah, so
Right.
I don't know what it serves
So that's what
necessarily.
you'd be doing, is you would be creating a class of people that they own property now, and they can't get one until properties selling in the zone, and one of those 15 people don't buy it. That's really difficult.
Yeah. I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, so let's piggyback off of that, Dave, because, since the public hearing, I think that there was a lot of people that spoke up, and, I don't know where this falls, but say we as a board decide that we want to talk again about some of the things that came up at the public hearing, and that maybe we want to adjust some things in the current law. Does that mean if we change anything in the current law, does that mean that the zoning and planning have to wait until a change, or could we change or tweak things softly after they've approved? Because we haven't really had a discussion since the public hearing, and I would like to hear from the board about what they heard, and did anybody feel differently about the law, or is there anything that we could maybe talk about?
So it would be better if the law were roughly the way it was going to be.
Mhm.
Because there's nothing in that code, and there's no law on whether or not, or what level of change would trigger an additional local waterfront consistency review.
Mhm.
It would depend, I think, on the findings from the planning board, to see if there's anything in and around the change you make that might affect what they've said.
Mhm.
So it would be better, but I think the answer is a typical law answer. It will depend on what change this board's thinking about and what the planning board said in their LWC review on that issue, if anything.
Yeah.
It would be better if we send it to them as the majority of the board thinks it's going to be enacted. And then you don't have that problem.
Well, the existing law that we're sending to them, if we are less restrictive on it with regards to the final approved law, then this review, this LWRP review would stand.
No, not necessarily,
Not necessarily.
because less restrictive in that situation
Right, in fact.
might be an impact that the planning board will look at as being contrary to the
Got
findings.
it. Okay, so,
Okay.
all right, so I think we just wait for them to offer comment and let it proceed as it is. I think that's the best approach.
And in the meantime, can we have discussion about what people felt after the?
Well, we have to hold another public, workshop or something.
Why don't we just throw it
Well,
on
can't we
the
just put it on the
agenda
agenda?
for the 27th?
Oh, yeah, no, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
either a workshop or,
Yeah,
Or-
I
of course.
would like some
Yeah.
discussion on the
Yeah.
agenda about short-term rental.
If you're going to put it on the agenda for the 27th, then I guess I wouldn't, I'll have everything ready to go, but I
wouldn't pull the trigger.
No, I would,
Yeah, no,
personally, I would pull the trigger.
yeah, I'd say pull the trigger, but
Well-
I think that I'd like to be here for that discussion, so can we do it in the September agenda?
Sure.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say,
Thank
you probably want to start earlier if you were trying to throw it in next
Yeah,
week,
yeah.
but yeah, so September 10th, that'll be on the agenda.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All
But we'll
righty.
still send it to the planning board
Yes.
Okay, people are coming in, we need to
Yep.
switch over,
Okay.
folks. I make a motion, we adjourn. Is there a second, please?
I second. Oops,
now.
sorry.
Take it.
Trustee Lanfair,
Aye.
trustee Coe,
Aye.
trustee Marshall,
Aye.
Mayor Plummer.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Right.
Okay,
Thanks,
thanks, everybody.
everyone.
Thank you.
Stay dry.